Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming today. We are doing a what I eat in a day, as you've already could tell. And I've got some water, I've got my vitamins, got a lot of them. And then I have my usual, you know I do if you aren't new here, but if you are new here, welcome. This is what I have almost every single morning. It is tofu egg salad on toast, and I've been doing a little thing here where I mention specifically the different bread that I use because that's the only thing that kind of switches up with this meal. And so I went with rye this week. I got it from Bread Alone, which is such a fantastic bread brand to choose from if you ever needed a bread recommendation. So yeah, it's Bread Alone. It is rye. I will say that maybe that the rye isn't the best pick for this topping, because they're both so savory and they're both so tangy, so they kind of fight with one another, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't really go with rye again, but it tastes really good regardless, because you know I love my tofu egg salad. Usually I go for sourdough or something like that, which sourdough, the best. But I just wanted to try something new this week. I'm excited for this, especially since last week was a complete switch up to what I usually eat. If you missed that video, I did something a bit different than usual. It wasn't me just eating what I eat in a day at home. It was a what I eat in a day while camping. It's not really camping, it's more so like we stayed at a tiny cabin in the woods and we had a lot of different meals that we're not usually eating. So if you're interested in seeing a little bit of a switch up, something that's not typical on this channel, I will link that in the cards or in the description or something, but I'm gonna have a bite of this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but the recipe for this tofu egg salad is always in the description box. Anytime I mention a recipe that is on my blog or on anybody's blog, I always link it in the description box. So if you want to try it for yourself, you can check it out there. On the day that I'm recording this, it is Tuesday, and from the end of today, I will be off until next week for the American holidays. So today I'm going to try to be as productive as possible, try to get as much work as I can done so that I can sort of end my very short week off, my short work week, on a very clean slate. I love doing that. I feel like nothing motivates me more than knowing that I have a vacation coming up because I just seem to get super productive. I do like a million different things that would typically take me much longer on any other day. I don't know, there's just nothing like a deadline to me. And I'm also excited, of course, for a very long weekend. It's gonna be a 5-day weekend, so almost a week. I might also mention later on in this video my holiday dinner plans, because I do have holiday dinner plans and I'm very excited to get started on it, which I'll be starting on that tomorrow. I do want to share a little bit of that with you. I'm going to finish up my toast and get to work. I will leave you off with a crunch. If you know where I'm standing, you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to make some coffee, and I just realized that if you see that I'm wearing a spooky sweater, yes, I'm gonna be wearing spooky sweaters throughout the remainder of the year and into the next season, because this sweater is really warm and cozy, so I'm not going to retire it just because Halloween is over. I will say that I did retire my Halloween mugs last weekend. Quite sad about it, but we are moving forward and getting prepped for holiday decorations. So I put them away, getting the space set up so that I can add like Christmas mugs. Anyway, I am going to be making coffee. Pretty excited to share that it's a different form of coffee. It's not going to be through my French press. I got me some espresso and we're gonna make espresso. Spoiler alert. I'm actually going to heat up some milk in this beforehand and then pour the espresso on top of this. All right. Hot milk at the bottom. Now I'm just going to put this underneath, just like that. And then I'm going to press the double shot up top, which you can't see, it's out of frame, but it's just a button. And now it's going to brew the coffee. It's so easy to make espresso at home, especially if you have a good solid device that makes things easier for you and you have the right tools. But yeah, I have definitely tracked to see how long it takes to make espresso before. 2 minutes. 2 minutes from start to finish, which is part of why I love my espresso machine so much. I don't know. There's something about talking to this camera where Logan is just freaking obsessed. What does he need? No idea. No idea. This is essentially just a double shot of espresso with a splash of hot macadamia milk. Gonna enjoy that. Hello again. It is lunchtime, and I know a lot of the times when I have lunch I usually have leftovers, but today is one of those days where I do not. So I get to experiment a little bit during the middle of the day, which is exciting. And I am yet again very, very cold. Today is a really, really cold day, and my hands, they just aren't getting any warmer. So I'm gonna make something that's really warm and comforting. I've got it figured out. The first part of my meal is going to be some steamed dumplings, steamed veggie dumplings. So I have some of them right here. They're frozen. And I'm about to go steam them in my always pan, which is heating up water right now. And this is going to be one part of the meal. The second part of the meal is a soup, and I'm going to be using Daily Harvest. So I will say Daily Harvest does send me boxes for free. So, oh, I dropped it. They send them to me for free so that I can like try them out and share with you. And so I haven't tried this one. This one is the Daily Harvest mushroom and miso soup. It's got all the ingredients right up top. Butternut squash, spinach, shiitake mushroom, white miso, kelp, and dulse. So that sounds super good, and it sounds like it's gonna be the perfect companion with these vegetable dumplings. And I think I'll probably put some chili oil on the side to dip my dumplings in. But yeah, I'm going to put these dumplings into the steamer right now because I can hear the water bubbling. So while that is steaming, I'm gonna start heating this up. So you can actually heat it up in this container that it comes in, but I'm going to put it into a bowl just so that I have more space. It's pretty packed. Okay, so I just had a bit of a panic mode for a second. I was recording, and then all of a sudden it said that the memory card was completely full. I freaked out for a little bit, but long story short, I figured it out. It's working now. Hallelujah. While that was happening, I heated up the soup. So all I did was add a cup of water. It said to add water or unsalted broth, and I don't have unsalted broth. So I used water, and I heated it up for like 6 minutes. It's extremely hot, which I'm living for right now. Very, very hot. It's full of veggies. Completely full. And it looks really good. It smells really good. It smells very like fishy because of the dulse. So I have a feeling it's going to be very fish forward in that sense, even though there's no fish in it. And then I have my dumplings. I kind of just drizzle the chili oil right on top of it instead of putting it on the side so I can save myself an extra dish. But it is the Fly by Jing chili sauce. So it's gonna be really good. Dumplings and soup. You can't go wrong. Let's taste it. Let's give this a try. I'm sorry if the camera is crooked now. I just went through a whole 20-minute intermission just to figure out what happened. That's it. That's the veggie dumplings. And by the way, these were just frozen. I think I got them from H Mart quite a while ago. It is hitting the spot right now. That chili oil is super flavorful. And then the veggie dumplings, they just have a vegetable filling inside, nothing with like faux meat or anything like that. Let's try the soup. First, the broth, which looks really good, by the way. I'm surprised, since I put like water in it only. Ooh, yeah. It's really mushroom forward. All I taste is like umami mushroom. Honestly, it's not too salty. I feel like a salted broth, maybe it would have pushed it over the edge, but it's not too salty. Maybe they thought it would be concerning if you did use a salted broth and then it would just taste like salt, but it's not bad. Let me try these veggies. This is good. I will say though, it could be a little bit more flavorful. It reminds me of just like a basic soup with a lot of vegetables in it, which is not bad, but I feel like it could have a little bit more seasoning. I think if you wanted to bulk up this soup from Daily Harvest, instead of just having a bowl with veggies and broth, you could add like noodles to this. My hands are getting considerably warmer, which was the goal. So I'm very happy about that. I would say this is a successful lunch for sure. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll talk to you the next time I consume something. Hello, I am actually going to have a snack, which surprise, surprise for me, but I do want to taste test something for you, and I just recently got this. It is the Boursin, I hope I'm saying one of those right. It's the dairy-free garlic and herbs cheese spread alternative. I have heard incredible things about this. I still have chips from Halloween. Still have some. This bag is huge. And I love every bit of these chips. They're so dang good. If you can get your hand on this brand, it's the So Chill brand. We've got a chip. We've got the dip. There you go. It's kind of like grittier looking than I expected. Oh, this is good. It doesn't taste gritty, even though it kind of looks gritty. It's very smooth actually, and it has a lot of garlicky, herby flavor. I feel like whenever there's a cheese like this, the base is usually very punchy, tangy, which I don't have a problem with. I love that. But this one feels a lot more smoother. It's just a nice creamy base, and it doesn't add too much on top of the garlic and herbs that's on this. It kind of lets the garlic and herbs be the star here. It's very easy to just eat like half the tub right now. Successful snack and taste test. It is time for dinner, and you know me, I like to do some experimenting during dinner time. I don't know, I just like to have fun with it. So I looked through my fridge. I'm trying to clear my fridge as much as possible so that I can make room for like leftovers and stuff when it comes to holiday dinner later on this week, which I did not mention much about it in this video. I apologize for that. Stay tuned on my Instagram on The Conscious Root. I am going to be sharing plenty of stuff on the day of, and I'll also do some snippets so that I can post it on TikTok. So definitely check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Both are under the handle The Conscious Root. I just didn't talk about it in this video because my headspace isn't there yet. I think once I get closer to the day of, I'll be sharing a lot more. So it just makes sense that way. Anyway, what I'm making for dinner is basically like a sheet pan meal. Very, very simple. So we've got some Beyond sausage here. It's just the original kind. I have broccoli, and then I have this, I'm pretty sure this is a kabocha squash. So I'm going to dice this up, I'm going to chop up the broccoli, and then I'm going to add the sausage onto a big sheet pan and just roast everything and then top it with a sauce. I have this cashew cheddar sauce from Hungry Root. I didn't realize how much I loved this sauce. It's really good. So I'm just gonna roast everything and top it with this sauce and call it a day. I think it'll be really delicious. So this was officially the easiest meal that I've ever made, but it came out really well. I thought it was tasty, and of course we love an easy meal, but that is all for this week's video. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next week.